the communications around the economy and the speech yesterday as vital, making sure that all Americans know what you've done to improve the economy. But it sounds like you're going to spend equal attention communicating about the threats to democracy.
Yes, and equal attention on foreign policy. Look.
Can you tell us what you knew ahead of time would happen in Russia?
I can't tell you that ahead of time. We knew things ahead of time.
Did you worry that Trump might have tipped him off if he'd still been president?
Oh, God, I don't know. I don't think about that very often. but look, all kidding aside, from the very beginning, I made it and what you've been around presidents, working with them. I think every president is always amazed by that Madeleine Albright was probably right, that America is the lead in the world. Mm-hmm. Without America, and so from the very beginning, from the first meeting of the G7 in England in February when I got elected, mm-hmm. I have focused on holding NATO together, mm-hmm. and then expanding that cadre to 40 countries, yeah. including Japan, engaged in European affairs, and helping Ukraine, in order to deal with the one thing that I was worried and always remain worried about. Putin believed he could break up the solidarity of the West. Mm-hmm. That happens. He had a total run. Mm-hmm. So, for example, when all this was going on, I was calling meetings of the G7. I was meeting with on video and/or telephone because we couldn't get there.
COVID was still happening, right?
Well, no.
The beginning.
This in the beginning.
Right.
My staff pointed out to me I've run about 180 hours
yes.
with these heads of state
yes.
because they look to us, and I've made it. Putin is one objective: split the West. Mm-hmm. If he did that, we were in real trouble.
Right.
We've been able to hold everything together, and to help and deal with focusing on making sure that the most significant invasion since World War II does not succeed. And that's why we continue to get significant support to Ukraine. And so that's what I've spent a lot of time doing, including spending time with Zelensky late.
So when I worked for John McCain on the campaign trail, I used to sit in the back of an SUV with the three amigos, him, Lieberman, and Lindsey Graham. And we'd be heading into a really important swing state, and I'd be trying to tell him about their local sports team, and he'd be on the phone with Saakashvili. And he'd get off the phone and want to talk about, he was almost ahead of his time, right?
Well, he was.
John, what do you think he would think of his Republican Party?
I don't think he'd think much of it, and I don't know that, okay?
Yeah, no, we can't speak for him, obviously. But he was so strong in articulating what you just did, that
Look,
Putin wanted
when I went out to see him when he was dying at his home in Arizona, he asked me going out, he said, "Joe, would you do my eulogy?" It was one of the greatest honors that I've had. We used to, you remember, he started working with me when he came back as a prisoner of war, from being a prisoner of war. And I helped talk him into running. And I used to kid him, I said, "You've got too damn good." And we used to argue like hell, but like brothers, we'd end up hugging one another.
But that's the way politics used to be.
Yeah.
You'd fight for the cameras, and you'd.
And you may recall, I got very upset with the last president, and even with my good friend Lindsey, sometimes, because the denial of, covering the name on the ship of John McCain. Come on. This guy was a hero. We may disagree, but he was a completely, thoroughly honorable man.